All right, so in this next set of videos, I'm going to take a look at after we have our site, our homepage of our site all designed inside of Photoshop, how do we then go about taking this and moving it into Dreamweaver? How do we go about then converting it to HTML and CSS? So here goes. Here is a built prototype for a web page. We could say here is the design. And if I take a look, again, just to recap, my image size I set at about 14 by 17 inches, 72 ppi, 1024 by 1250. And what I can see as I come on in that I've divided everything into these different folders. So I have my header right here. This quote is on its own little thing. The navigation is here. What's new 1, what's new 2, featured work, and then I have my background. I don't have a footer built yet. I just have that space there for it. When I look at my background, I have two pieces. I have a container, and then I have this background right in here. Okay, so what I want to do to begin is start building the pieces, taking the pieces that the images that I'm going to need of this site that I'll use inside of Dreamweaver. Now again, in order to build my HTML and CSS, I'll be working in Dreamweaver, but any program to build websites that writes HTML and CSS is perfectly fine to work with. So here goes. First thing that I've done before I go any further though, is on my desktop, I have created a folder where I'm going to place all of these objects. So I come on in and it's on the desktop and I named it PC Links and there's the folder. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to take this background, I want to save it as an image inside of my folder. So I come on in, I turn everything else off, and what I'll do is I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger just because I know I'm going to come to image canvas size. I know that my image actually is bigger, and I'm going to put the width in at 18. Okay, and I did that again because I know that this is bigger. I'll move this over. I can see there's a lot more of this image. I always make my background images much bigger just because. All right, so here goes. So I want to take this image and bring it out. So I'm going to come on in, take this image, come File, Save for Web. This one I'll put in as a JPEG. This one is fine to be a JPEG because there's no transparency around it. I'll hit Save. I want to take this and put it into my folder and I'll name it background. Save. And there we have it. Next thing I want to do is I want to save this image right here. And what I may want to do is, actually I'm going to select it, I'll slice it, and then I'll save it out as well. So your slice tools, if you come on into the crop right under, you have your slice tool. I'll come on in right at the top here, and I'll slice a selection around this. And I have it sliced. Let's say that I decide, oh, you know what, I want to have more of this, because I can see I have all the drop shadow built in. I'll bring this out right to here. And then again, I'll come File, Save for Web. And now this is the difference. For this one, I'm going to put it in a PNG 24 because I want it to be transparent around it. So I'll click this, transparency I want to have, save. And this one will be grid paper. And I'll put it inside of here, save. All right, now what's very interesting is once you slice something, Photoshop will automatically create an images folder for you. So we come on in, users, desktop, and we'll see that this is here, PC link. So see how Photoshop just made this. Now, I did something wrong. So this is a perfect time for me to show this to you. So see, it took all of these other things. All I wanted was this grid paper, but see all those other slices, it brought those with us. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in the trash. I'll do another one and show you what I did wrong. This goes in the trash. This one will also go in the trash. Let me show you exactly what those were. If you come on in, those are all, this one is 1, this is 2. All I wanted was 2, but it brought 3 and 4 as well. So what you want to do, just to recap, File, Save for Web, and then you hit save. But when I come over here, all I want to do instead of all slices, I just want to do selected slices. So that's the key. All right, let's see what we need to do next. I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to clear my slices so I can come on up view. I can clear my slices. Okay, great. And I can start with my header and I will also turn on the quote. And I'll do both of these at the same time. So, and maybe we could do a couple actually. So I could turn this on, this. All right, so I'm going to start first with the ones I want to slice. Now, I do want this little background, right? I want this background. I don't need the type. I can put the type in myself when I go into write the type with HTML and CSS. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm going to click on featured work. If I open this one up, I'm going to turn off this type and I'll slice this. I'm going to slice three things right now. One, PC Links projects. I'm going to bring this in as an image and I'll slice this as well. So I grab my slicer and I click slice my first one, sliced, and come on in. I can slice this one, sliced, and I can also come in and slice this one. All right, now this is what happens though with the naming conventions. I see the slices I want to save are slice 3, slice 7, and slice 10. So I come on in, File, Save for Web. Now again, why am I doing this? Well, all the ones that I want to bring in as images are the ones that I'm slicing. They're going to go in as an image. If I can build it in CSS, that's what I'd rather do. But if not, then I'll go for this. So I click onto this one. I can see that that one is now highlighted. I want it to be transparent. Put it in at PNG 24. PNG 24 I have found are the ones that have the best, they look the best. All right, I'll click on to the next one. Again, I'm going to change this one, PNG 24. Okay, and then I'll click on to the next one and I will change that one also to PNG 24. Excellent. Now I need to select these three. So I'll click the first one, hold down Shift, click the second one, hold down Shift, click the third one. Then I'll come to Save. And I'm just going to name this Parts, okay, because then I can come in and change the name. And I want to change this to selected slices. Now, I'm wondering why for a minute, why did that come in as JPEG? None of these are JPEG. So we have this one. Let's unselect them. See how you can tell if it's select or not? So we have our first one. I hold down Shift, Shift, Save. All right, let's see if it changes it. Parts, and all we want are selected slices. And let's see if we get them. We'll hit Save, and I believe it put it right into there. All right, so there we go. We do. We have all three of them. Parts, parts, parts. I know if it came in transparent because it's gray underneath it. What I could do now is I could come on in here. I could name this one header. I could name this one quote. I can rename it. So again, so much is keeping your files organized and knowing what is what. This one, again, I can click it in such a way. Backgrounds. All right, great. So there we have it. What other pieces? There's just a few other pieces that I want to take out of here. One would be a button. The rest of them I could build. This one I could build in HTML. I need to get this background. I need to get this little transparent guy and this button and these two images. So I'm going to do that very quickly. View, clear slices. If you feel like you're following along, you don't have to, you can fast forward through this part. If you'd like to recap, then continue to watch. Now, what I need to do for navigation, I'm just going to take, all I need to do is take one of them. That's all I need because the other ones are the exact same. So in order to get this, I'm going to come in a little bit closer. Okay, and I'm going to, I might even have to move it a little bit. Let's move it up a little bit so I can slice it better. come in, I'll slice. Now I could also come in and save this one right out right now. File, save for web. And I could change this to a PNG 24, and I could hit save, and I could name it nav background. Again, I want to keep everything, it's just selected slices, save. I could clear my slices one more time, view, clear slices. Then, I could come on in, down in here, and I could build all of this whole button I could build in within the CSS. So I'm not going to worry about that, but I do want to take one more thing. So I'm going to come on in here, and you can get a sense of how this all is built inside of Photoshop. So I'm turning this off. The only thing that I want is this sidebar box, okay? So I'm going to get a good look at it. There it is. And I'm going to slice it. Grab my slice tool. It's fine if it's a little bit bigger. Again, file, save for web, but why don't I just grab the other ones that I need, because I know where they are. If I come on, it's always good to kind of click, then when you click, you have auto select checked. When you click, it will bring you right to it. Now, if it's in folders, then it will just bring you to that folder. But all right, so future work is turned off. All right, I need museum. I also need Buddha project. And I'll turn back on art and public spaces, and I'll start turning off the things I don't want, so that I can just slice things pretty clearly. I need the button. View more I want turned off. I want that shape turned on. Right, and I also want this shape turned off, shape 4. All right, there we go. Those are the two I need to slice, and then there's one more that I need to slice. Turn this one off. This is all right, there we go. That's all I need are just these 3. So I'm going to zoom it on in and slice these guys up, and then I'll save them all over so I can see a little bit better. Come on in, grab my slice tool one more time, click, and get this guy. I can move it up and down to get it perfectly. I click, get this button. I need that button that way because I've put a gradient on it and all kinds of fancy effects. And then I'll get that guy. All right, great. Again, file, save for web. And I will start with the first one. I'm going to click onto this guy, change him to a PNG 24. Come on down. Click on to our next guy, change him to a PNG 24 as well. Again, if you don't see everything too, come on in, zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. I'll click on to this, again, save it, change them all to PNG 24s, making sure the transparency is preserved, PNG 24. And then I can click the first one, hold down shift, hold down shift, hold down shift and click. All 4 of these are selected. File, then I'll hit save, and parts 2, why not? Selected slices, images only, save. I can come back on into here, and now I have all of these different pieces inside of my folder, inside of my images folder. Again, I would totally recommend. All right, so I'm going to background, naming things properly so you know what is what. Grid paper, header, nav background. This one, we can name it news background. Okay, this one is, I'm going to name it Buddha. This one I'm going to name Button. This one I will name Lotus. All right, what I have successfully done now is I have all of the images pulled out of my Photoshop file, and now I am ready to start taking measurements and building my website using HTML and CSS within Dreamweaver. Thanks so much.